that Charlie Baker was asked when he left office after about 8 or 9 years as the A&F secretary in the Commonwealth, working with Weld and Cellucci, and he was a bit of a hard-nosed guy. And we wrestled quite a bit with him and tried to do the best we could. But when he left office, he gave a long puff-piece interview to him in some publication, and he was asked, so Charlie, what would you have done differently if you had a chance, if you come back to government? And what he said was, I would have worked more closely with the unions. That's the same Charlie Baker that refused to fill out our questionnaire, a very extensive questionnaire about government. He's the same Charlie Baker that's invited to come and address our delegates and participate in our forum that the governor was gracious enough to be with Timmy Cahill down the Cape in June. He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't care too much about you. And so now I'll show you why.
Thanks to the 41 labor organizations who have endorsed our campaign, I'm grateful.
And so were the union bosses. Under Patrick and Cahill, spending increased, taxes were raised, and while jobs fled the state, they gave raises to state employees. No wonder union bosses are attacking Charlie Baker. Baker will cut 5,000 state employees, saving millions, repeal the Patrick Cahill tax increases, reform a broken pension system. Charlie Baker, because we can do better.
The other thing I did when I left state service was I wrote a letter to everybody who worked in state government, thanking them for the enormous amount of wonderful work that I'd seen them do over the course of my time in working in state government. And I did that because I think many times the people who work in the public sector don't always get thanked for the work they do every day. And as somebody who spent 8 years side by side with many of them and watching them make an enormous number of difficult decisions under what was at that point in time pretty severe economic conditions, I came to appreciate what they did and what they brought to the table and the enormous amount of creativity that they brought as well.
Baker will cut 5,000 state employees.
I wrote a letter to everybody who worked in state government, thanking them for the enormous amount of wonderful work that I'd seen them do over the course of my time in working in state government.
Baker will cut 5,000 state employees.
I did that because I think many times the people who work in the public sector don't always get thanked for the work they do every day.
Baker will cut 5,000 state employees.
During the 1990s, when the economy was pretty flush, public sector unions were enjoying 3%, 4%, and 5% pay raises in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, when that man that doesn't like labor unions was the administration and finance chief who was actually signing the checks.
Gave raises to state employees.
So he's a little bit disingenuous at best. Charlie Baker didn't come to our forum. He won't talk to us. He doesn't like us. He's spending his time running against this labor movement. We're not going there, Charlie Baker. And at the same time, we're not going to blame this guy, and we're not going to blame the President of the United States for the intractable economic circumstances in this country. You want to channel your anger? Channel it at the Charlie Bakers of the world that make $1 million a year. Channel it at Wall Street. Channel it at the bankers and the brokers and the bastards, the people that took advantage of us, the people that bankrupted our families, the people that foreclosed on our housing because of their lousy regulations.
So the question is, we need more performance standards in state government. Yup, 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 yup.
It kills me what's going on with you guys. guy.
You want to channel your anger? Channel it at the Charlie Bakers of the world that make $1 million a year. He's a little bit disingenuous at best.